The following is a live presentation of Retro Sports Network. Oh, of course. Home of the champions of the past, present, and or future. Always good to get into a hack and spell just as you're coming on the air. Great stuff. This is why I do this streaming and not as a real broadcaster. My name is Ron Juckett. Welcome to the program for opening day, 22nd, April 7th. We go back to Saturday, June 29th, 1985, for what should be, or should have been, a huge game in the National League East pennant race. Guess what? It isn't. The St. Louis Cardinals are all that, a bag of chips, and a bottle of, let's just say, maybe Slice, or like cola, or something from the 80s. They are 49-21. And pretty much you can print the playoff tickets now. The NLCS will come to St. Louis, unless, the good Lord willing, the creek don't rise or that. The Mets are 32-38. Now they can hit. They are second in the National League in hitting. And it's not Dwight Gooden. His ERA is under 2. But this Mets team, they don't play all that well. And as they play Game 71 of this replay, they are 6 games under 500. Now, the good news is if you're a Mets fan, you got 90-some-odd games to go. It's not hopeless yet. But I don't think the Yankees were a 500 team when they came back on the Red Sox in 78. And if the Mets are going to make this interesting, that's what they need to do. They need the Cardinals to collapse and for the Mets to get red hot. It's almost July. Time is running out. The Cardinals and the Mets. Next. As Retro Sports Network presents Major League Replay 85. Today from St. Louis, Missouri, it is the St. Louis Cardinals and the New York Mets. And today's game is brought to you by TheDice.com, the best darn podcast on the web for your sports simulation and replay needs. Find us today on Spotify, Spreaker, iTunes, or wherever else fine podcasts are listed. It is a warm night in St. Louis. 82 degrees. The wind is blowing in from left center at 15 as Joaquin Andujar takes the hill for his 17th start of the year. He is 9-5 with a 2.98 ERA. 33 years old. Fastball pitcher, 83. Does not feature the ground ball nor the fly ball. He's got 3 starts against the Mets this year. We'll go through those in a moment. Last time out, 4 days ago against the Phillies, a 9-3 win. 8 innings, 139 pitches. He is a workhorse. 5 hits, 3 runs, all earned. Did not give up a homer. He walked 6 and struck out 3. Overall, 121 innings, 106 hits, 43 runs, 40 earned, 8 home runs allowed. He has walked 34 and struck out 46. Against the Mets, this is start number 4. 1-1 with a 4.19 ERA against New York. 19 1/3 innings, 20 hits, 11 runs, 9 earned. He's walked 3 and struck out 6. Only Cincinnati, who he has 1 start against, does he have a higher ERA. And Andujar has won his last 5 decisions, a 9-game winner so far. You would think that he is headed to Minneapolis for the All-Star game. Here's how the Mets line up. Wally Backman leads off at second base. Danny Heap in center will bat second. Keith Hernandez plays first and bats third. Gary Carter cleans up behind the plate. Clint Hurdle in right, no Daryl Strawberry, will bat fifth. George Foster in left will bat sixth. Howard Johnson at third goes 7th. Happy opening day, Todd B. Rafael Santana will bat 8th and play short. And Rick Aguilera is on the mound. He should go about 125 pitches. Vince Coleman is in left field as we set the Cardinal defense for you. He's a 5 and an 8. Willie McGee an 8 and a 7 in center. And Ford, have you driven a Ford lately? He's a 1 and a 3 in right. Avonda Jesus is at third. No Terry Pendleton. He's a 5. Ozzy Smith is a 9 at short. Tommy Hura 5 at second. Jack Clark is 6 at first. Tom Neneto behind the plate is a 5 and a 7. And Andujar is a 7 on the mound with an .898 fielding percentage. So 82 degrees, winds blowing in from 15 from left center. The Mets 32 and 38. The Cardinals, their next win is 50. How about that? So Backman at 283, 9 doubles, 16 RBI. Clark and DeJesus play for the bunt. And this one starts with ball 4. So Backman took a high fastball on the full count. And I'll bring up Danny Heap, 264, 7 homers, 26 RBI. On this opening day of the real season. A few games, of course, postponed because of weather. Nationals and Mets pushed back to tonight. I believe the MLB opener is Milwaukee-Chicago at 2:20 Eastern. Pitch to Heap. Ground ball to Hurd. Tommy might get 2 out of it. Ozzy for 1. The Wizard to first. 4-6-3. Andujar is 5-1 and 7 starts with an ERA of 1 in your replay. You're doing 82 or 85 for the Cardinals. Guardians at the Royals at 4. You locked up your third baseman for the next 5 years. Here's Keith Hernandez, 325, 7 homers, 36 RBI, 82 cards. Andujar was amazing that year. Pitch to Keith, up the middle, past her for a base hit. So not a great start for Andujar. But there's 2 outs for Gary Carter, 285, 12 homers, and 40 RBI. Andujar from the stretch. Ground ball to her, and Tommy can't play it. So that's an error. Her will pick it up. Got under the wicket, and that's an E4. So Hernandez on second, Carter on first. 2 out for Clint Hurdle, who somehow is in right field. 243, 2 homers, and 6 RBI. The Bobby Witt Jr. era begins today in Kansas City. Hopefully the first of 5 disruptive-free years in Major League Baseball. Pitch to Hurdle. Ground ball to Ozzy. He'll probably go to Hurt. No, he goes over to Clark for the out there. And the Mets leave 2 on. No runs, a hit, and an error does not hurt. Mets strand 2, half an inning in the books, no score. So Rick Aguilera, making his 3rd start of the year. Aggie, of course, would probably have more fame as the closer for the Twins in their World Series years. 24 years old, a fastball pitcher at 88, and a standard pitcher. Came with the Mets in May 21st. He has yet to pitch to anybody that's not named the Montreal Expos. His 2nd start was the 21st, so he's on a full week's rest. He took the loss in a 7-5 Expo win. 7 innings for Aguilera, 112 pitches, 8 hits, 7 runs, 6 earned. He gave up a homer. He walked 4 and struck out 4. So 14 2/3 for Aggie. 14 hits, 10 runs, 9 earned, 2 homers. He's walked 5 and struck out 10. You know, this is the 3rd Cardinal Met game that I've done. And I guess Strawberry's hurt, right? Well, we can check. Nope, Strawberry's on the bench. What in the world was Davey Johnson thinking? To bench both Mookie Wilson and Daryl Strawberry. Here's how the Cardinal lineup goes. Vince Coleman in left. He'll lead off. Ozzy Smith at short will bat second. Tommy Hurd, the 3rd straight switch hitter, will bat 3rd and play 2nd. Jack Clark cleans up at 1st. Willie McGee is in center. He'll bat 5th. I think that's Disco Dan Ford in right. He'll bat 6th. Vaughn DeJesus at 3rd will bat 7th. Tom Neneto behind the plate goes 8th. And Andujar, who threw 18 pitches in his half of the first, will go 9th. Strawberry might have been hung over. You know, the funny thing is that Davy Johnson was really the first to use computers and analytics. What was at least known and invented by 1985. Anyway, George Foster is a 3 and a 4 in left. Danny Heap a 2 and a 3 in center. Clint Hurdle a 2 and a 9 in right. And Strat, you would take that for defense, but this is Action PC. It'll be Hojo at third, playing for the bunt here. Santana at short, he's a 5. Backman a 3 at second. And Keith Hernandez is only an 8 at first. Gary Carter a 9 and a 6 behind the plate. Aguilera is a 7 on the mound with a 1,000 fielding percentage. Coleman's not going to bunt here. 287, a homer, and 22 RBI. And Coleman strikes out. So 1 away. And so they play again for the bunt. Hojo is a 3, by the way. Ozzy Smith at 261, 2 homers, and 36 RBI. Aguilera from the wind. There's a ground ball to third. Johnson steps back, throws to Keith for the out, 2 away. And now everybody's normal for Tommy Herr. Tommy at 318, a home run, and 44 RBI. Braves get their rings tonight. That's on ESPN2. Against the Reds? Is that who they're opening up against? By the way, I'll mention this again. If you have Amazon Prime, you don't need to buy MLB.TV. You get it for free with your Amazon Prime subscription. Pitch to Herr. Tommy hits a ground ball to third. Johnson across the way, and that will retire the side. No runs, no hits, no errors. We go to the second, no score. So Foster, Johnson, and Santana to face Andahar. A regular on YouTube who claims not to have a bat sound. And I'm trying to think, because I got the sound turned down on here. So it doesn't A, blow your eardrums out, and B, I can hear myself think. Is there a bat sound in the game? Foster at 292, 13 homers, and 40 RBI. Let's listen. Yes, there is. In the left center field. Back goes McGee a bit. And makes the catch for the out. So there must be some wave file that he didn't get. Or a couple, I would think. Howard Johnson, 255, 5 homers, and 21 RBI. My advice to that would be to email. You can input sounds, yes, I think with this one for sure. Is write to Mr. Cook at support@dksports.com and just ask for those wave sounds. I think there might be 2 or 3. I gave you Howard's numbers. Andujar's pitch. In the right field. Ford coming in. D. Scott Howard, how are you? Ford makes the catch. 2 out. For Santana, Raphael at 297, a homer and 28 RBI. You need a walk-up song for Hendrick, right? Wouldn't be Welcome to the Jungle or anything there that would induce dancing. Maybe Engelbert Humperdinck's When I Sing You to Sleep. It doesn't have to be After the Loving. But, something like that, or a lullaby of some sort. Pitch to Santana, and Andujar got him. No runs, no hits, no errors on the strikeout. Mets go in order, bottom 2, no score. Easy by Lionel Richie, there you go. Easy like a Sunday morning. Here's Jack Clark. 277, 8 homers, and 39 RBI. I know what you'd use for a walk-up song for me, right? I'll let you take a guess at that. Aggie winds and deals, and Clark strikes out. An 0-2 curve outside on the black. And there's 1 out for Willie McGee. Willie at 352, 7 triples, 5 homers, and 34 RBI. Who Can Hit a Righty by various artists. There we go. Well, you know where that song comes from, right? Willie will bite and drop one down here. He squares. Aguilera steps off the mound, throws to first. 2 out. For Kurt Ford. Okay. Kurt 1 for 3. On the year 6 for 12. 2 doubles and 3 RBI. So 2 out. It wasn't Disco Dan. Aguilera winds and pitches. Fly ball left field. Foster in the corner. And that will make the catch to retire the side. No runs, no hits, no errors. We go to the third, no score. So Andahar will face Aguilera, Backman, and Heap. I like that, various artists. Be a tribute CD, right? Tribute playlist on Spotify. Aguilera is 0 for 3. He can hit. 278 on the real season with 2 doubles and 2 RBI. 10 for 36, if you're wondering. Fly ball to left. Coleman in the corner. That's a big ballpark, so it stays in the yard. 1 out. Brings up Ollie Backman, who walked to start the game. Andahar is opening 9 on 2 in the third. 31 pitches, a hit, a walk, and a strikeout. Backman was erased on a double play grounded into by Danny Heap. Hoping Stars on 45 recreates that song. We are both aging or dating ourselves, Todd. Pitch to Backman. Wally right up the box. Andahar snares it, throws to first for the out. Brings up Peep, who, as I said, grounded into a double play. Explain that one to your granddaughter. So 2 out, top the third in a scoreless game. Popped up. Left side. De Jesus, does he even have to move? He might have shuffled a shoelace. Makes the catch to retire the side. No runs. No hits. No errors. After 2.5, no score. D. Scott Howard has been dating himself for years. Here's the aces. Ivan hitting 120 and 3 RBI. He has walked 5 times and struck out 8. Aguilera starts the third with a ground ball to Backman. Wally has to throw an overdrive to first. 1 out. 45? What's that, Grandpa? Is that your speed limit? We're not that old yet. We're getting there, but not yet. Here's Tom Neneto, 217, no homers, and 11 RBI. I always hated it growing up. 7, 8, 9 years old, you get on the 4-lane highway, and you'd get behind a grandma and grandpa that were going 35 to 40 on a brand new interstate highway. It was always great. Couldn't really pass. My grandmother didn't want to pass. But, yep, I get that. Pitch to Neneto. Tom sends out one into right center. Heat comes in, makes the catch. 2 out for Andahar. Joaquin at 139 and 1 RBI. 5 for 36. Joaquin is a strikeout machine. In real life, he struck out 50 times in 94 at-bats. And on cue, right down Broadway for strike 3. No runs, no hits, and no errors. Aguilera has the first 9 in order. We go to the 4th. It's the Mets nothing, the Cardinals nothing. So Hernandez, Carter, and Hurdle to face Andahar here in the 4th. And if you thought we flew by yesterday, we are really flying today. Keith Hernandez has the lone hit in the ball game, a single, and that came in the first. Who's crazier, Joaquin Andahar or Jose Lima? Julian Tavares. Pitch to Hernandez. Up the middle, Tommy Herr on the dirt, over to first for the out, 1 away. Andahar was a piece of work, for sure. Here's Carter. Gary is 0 for 1. There's a liner to center. McGee moves over. 2 out. Here's Hurdle. He's 0 for 1. Guess we're going to get the pitcher's duel today. Pitch to Hurdle. In the center field, McGee will come over and make the catch to retire the side. So the Mets, no runs, no hits, no errors. We go to the bottom of the 4th here at Busch. It's bagels for everybody, 0-0. So let's take a look at the standings. The Dodgers have won 4 straight. D. Scott Howard jumping up and down. But their lead on Houston is only 4. And everyone else is in double digits. St. Louis has won 8 of 10. And they are 49 and 21. Montreal, a respectable 40 and 33. They've won 7 of 10. Then the Cubs have collapsed and the Pirates weren't going to go anywhere. But let's take a closer look at the Mets. 32 and 38. They've lost 8 of 10. They have a positive run differential of 32. You know what? That's good enough for 3rd in the National League. But they're under 500 at Shea. They're under 500 in the division. They are under 500 against lefties. And in one-run games where managers make the most difference, they are 3 and 15. That is the worst of. I mean, the Phillies are 11 and 13, and they're 26 and 44. The Padres are 5 and 12 and 33 and 40. Meanwhile, the team in the American League with the worst one-run record is the Indians. They're 7 and 14. You'd expect it from them. I am just absolutely befuddled by why the Mets are terrible. Kansas City by 4.5 over the Angels. Remember, the Angels won yesterday. Oakland has won 7 straight. They're 7.5 out. And in the East, Toronto, 45 and 27. They've won 3 straight. 5. We'll look in a moment. 5.5 over Boston. 6.5 over Baltimore and Detroit. And the Yankees are going the wrong way. They're 36 and 33. Both the Mets and the Yankees won 100 games in 85. Although the Yankees have played a lot better since Billy Martin came to roost. Now, let's take a look at their pitching. These are the replay numbers. Darling has not pitched very well. Lynch about what you would expect. Gooden, ERA of under 2, but he's 8 and 6. El Cid has pitched just fine in the bullpen. I wouldn't say that was terrible. I mean, the pitcher with the highest ERA on the staff is going today, and that's Rick Aguilera. And there's nothing that really jumps out at you and says, oh my God, that's horrible. I mean, yeah, Doug Sisk's numbers aren't that great, but he was a Swiss Army knife anyway. You really can't pin that all on Ron Darling, can you? Blown saves. Well, I don't know if there's an easy way to tell that. You might be right. Although McDowell and Orozco, that's a pretty healthy ERA. They've only had 12 as a team. Here's Coleman, and he looks in strike 1. Infield playing in, or the corners. Aguilera, again, 9 batters, 9 outs. He has struck out 3 on 38 pitches. Coleman is 0 for 1. The Mets have the second best batting average in the National League, right behind St. Louis. Coleman hits that one to second. Backman, 1 out. I mean, the Mets defense isn't great. Not a lot of range there. Here's Ozzy. He's 0 for 1. You know, sometimes the engine goes your way, and sometimes it doesn't. And right now, it's not going the way for the Mets. Ozzy in the shallow left center. Heap rides the Schwinn, makes the catch for the out. So 2 out for her. Tommy 0 for 1. You know, it could just be a lot of little things. These two teams have played 10 times. They play 7 more after tonight. And the Cardinals lead the season series 6-4. Sometimes that's how it works. Her into left center. Heat coming in again. Second verse, same as the first, and that will retire the side. No runs, no hits, no errors. We go to the 5th. No score. So Foster, Johnson, and Santana. I will be watching the Masters. How's Tiger doing? And they finally started. George is 0 for 1. George gets hit. So Foster and Andujar exchange a look. Here's Howard Johnson. He's 0 for 1. Foster not a threat to go anywhere. On Monday, he could have gotten 60-1 on Tiger to win it. I just got to wonder how much is there for him. Pitch to Johnson. Into right field. Ford will make the catch, and Foster goes back to first. 1 out. Here's Santana. Rafael, the lone strikeout from Andujar. Into right center, McGee running in, and he will make the catch. So 2 out. Rainy day here, by the way. That 65 we had yesterday is long gone. 2 out for Aguilera. Rick is 0 for 1. Joaquin from the stretch. Line drive foul. Third base side. And the count goes to 2-2. There's a base hit in the right field, so the pitcher's the one that gets the hit. So first and second, 2 out for Wally Backman, who's 0 for 1 with a walk. Andujar's opening 18, 4 2/3, 72 pitches, 2 hits, a walk, and a strikeout. So first and second, 78 the temperature here. Wind is shifted now in from right center at 12. Up the middle, Ozzy has to hurry. He'll go to first. Backman is out by an eyelash. And so the Mets leave on 2. Halfway home on a Thursday afternoon with you guys. It's the Mets nothing, the Cardinals nothing. Where'd my mousey go? Oh. It's hot at a 47-mile-an-hour wind. Where were you playing that you had a 47-mile-an-hour wind? My goodness. Well, there's no recap to give you guys because there's no score. Rick Aguilera, 4 innings, a half dozen bagels, and 3 strikeouts. In fact, he's faced the minimum through 4. Joaquin Andujar, 5 innings, 2 hits, a walk, and a strikeout. We don't normally do night games on Saturday just because we wanted to simulate, give you the old NBC Game of the Week feel. But on paper, this was the best matchup, and so we would just pretended to be in prime time for this one. Jack Clark is 0 for 1 with a strikeout. Aguilera has fanned 3. And Clark is the first base runner of the ball game for St. Louis as he draws a full count walk. Brings up McGee, who's 0 for 1. Philadelphia at Veterans Stadium, but it was sunny with a 47-mile-an-hour wind. A lot of hot air in Philadelphia. But it's always sunny in Philadelphia. McGee is 0 for 1. Aggie delivers into right, hurdle and by the bullpens, and will make the catch for the out. .47 miles an hour. Wow. Kurt Ford is 0 for 1. Now, Philadelphia is a port city, but that's a gale and a half. D. Scott Howard would tell you all about Gale Storm because he's the only one old enough to remember her, but yes. Pitch to Ford. There's a base hit, so there goes the no-hitter. Clark goes to second. Ford holds at first, and St. Louis has runners on first and second for DeJesus with 1 out. And it wasn't Luzinski, who has fanned 50 times in 150 at-bats. I've never heard of wind that high before. Pitch to DeJesus, runners on first and second. That's into left center. Heat comes in, and Danny makes the catch. 2 out. Clark will hold in second. The throw into third. Here's Tom Neneto, who's 0 for 1. You're welcome, Mr. Howard. Just seeing what you would do with that joke, and I wasn't expecting a thank you. Pitch to Neneto. Gets out. No, ball 4. So they're loaded. That's the bad news for New York. The good news is here's Joaquin Andujar, who struck out his first time up. So Clark on third, Ford on second, Neneto on first. Not blistering speed here by any stretch of the imagination. The 2-out pitch to Andujar. You guess what? He got him. No runs, no 1 hit, no errors, and the Cardinals leave on 3. We go to the 6th. It's the Mets nothing, St. Louis nothing. So Heat, Hernandez, and Carter to face Andujar here in the 6th. Danny is 0 for 2. Joaquin winds and deals. Struck him out. Fooled him on a changeup on the inside corner. Yeah, you too, buddy. So 1 out for Hernandez, who's 1 for 2. We're taping Digital and Dice this afternoon. Oh, by the way, pitch to Keith. There's a base hit right center field. McGee will cut it off. Hernandez is digging, and that's his 15th double of the year. So Hernandez has 2 of the 3 Met hits. Here's Carter. Gary's 0 for 2. Today's topic on the show is learning to lose. Pitch to Carter. Ball 4. So Andujar goes way inside. First and second, 1 out for Clint Hurdle, who was 0 for 2. Andujar from the stretch. In the left field, Coleman comes in, and Vince will make the catch. 2 out. The history of the Cleveland Indians. No. Although, did you see Mr. Gardner bought the Spiders for Strat? The 1899 season. George Foster is 0 for 1, so he can play the Spiders. Hernandez on second, Carter on first, Foster at the plate. Andujar from the stretch. into left field. Coleman will go back for it to the base of the track, and the two runners stay on. No runs, a hit, no errors. We go to the bottom of the sixth. It's the Mets nothing, and the Cardinals nothing. Any web gems? I think it's a web gem in that era if they actually make the catch. Here's Coleman. Coleman is 0 for 2 with a strikeout. Aguilera is opening 18 on 72 pitches. 5 innings, a hit, 2 walks, and 4 strikeouts. Coleman swinging away, and there's a looper that's going to get down in front of Heap, and that's a second hit for the Cardinals. So here's Ozzy Smith. Ozzy is 0 for 2. And as soon as Aguilera throws to first, then we'll move Coleman along. Aguilera throws to first, and Coleman is safe. Straight steal. Carter throws down to Santana, and Vince has number 43 on the year. Not a bad rookie campaign, especially when you consider that Coleman wasn't there from day one. So the Cardinals have a runner in scoring position for Ozzy, who is 0 for 2. Aguilera deals. That's into center field. He dodges the lights, makes the catch. Coleman will tag and hold. Only a 60% chance. Here's Tommy Hurd. Tommy's 0 for 2. Of course, a single would score Coleman. And that's exactly what's going to happen as Hurd puts that one in the right field. Hurdle picks it up. Coleman rounds third. And no, they're not going to run on Hurdle. Wow. I think Coleman kind of dogged it. So first and third for Clark and 1 out. Carter and Aguilera have a word. Coleman almost has a better chance of stealing home here. Clark in the left. That will score Coleman, I would imagine. Foster will make the catch. Her retreats back to first. And Coleman will score without a throw. And the Cardinals are up 1-0. So Tommy Hurd pretty much has the green light here. Here's McGee. He's 0 for 2. Here goes Hurd. The throw down to Santana. And Tommy has his 15th stolen base of the year. So the one thing St. Louis does very well is manufacture runs. And that's how you do it. So a 1 strike count to McGee with her on second. Aguilera's pitch gets away from Carter, and her moves 90 feet. A wild pitch in the dirt. And so her with a 1-1 count on McGee stands 90 feet away. McGee popped up. Carter takes off the mask, goes to the screen, and can't get it. It's a souvenir. So a ball and 2 strikes. Opening day. Yes, your Mariners play today too, right? For the Western Washington Women's Spring Soccer. I bet you got tickets. Very excited. Athletic powerhouse of Western Washington University. Pitch to McGee is in the center. Heap should get it. And he will, and that will retire the side. But the deadlock is broken. St. Louis gets a run on 2 hits. They leave a runner on after 6 1-0 Cards. So Johnson, Santana, and Aguilera do up as Andujar starts the 7th. Hojo is 0 for 2. Subdued crowd today. You think we're all watching the Masters or something like that. I promise I won't call you patrons. There's a base hit left side. Coleman will pick it up. Hojo ripped that one through the hole. And Calvin Chapman's going to pinch run. Smart choices. Chapman's a 9-runner. Here's Santana. Rafi is 0 for 2 with a strikeout. M's are snowed out in Minnesota maybe tomorrow, okay? Julio Rodriguez is going to be something special. There's a good young group of players in Major League Baseball. And so who was a snot-nosed columnist in either Seattle or Minneapolis who was complaining about why Target Field wasn't a retractable dome? Can't play in cold weather, me. Pitch to Santana. Popped up. The Wizard, Ozzy in the left field, will make the catch. 1-0. So let's see what they do with Aguilera. Rick is 1 for 2. Has one of the 4 hits for the Mets. Throw to first. Chapman is back. Playing for the bunt. Aguilera stays in the game. There's a line drive to right. Hit and run was on. Foul. Now that's a better question. Why schedule early April games in Minnesota? Plenty of warm weather places. The Red Sox were going to open at home this year. Instead, they open up tomorrow against the Yankees in New York. The Mets will try to cobble together pitchers to go to Washington. You know, I think it's a very good point. I can understand places like Seattle where they get a lot of rain. You know, Texas and Miami and Tampa, where it gets unbelievably, fry an egg on the sidewalk hot. Pitch to Aggie. Well, number down to Ozzy Smith. Might be only play is to first. Throws to Clark, and Aguilera's retired. So Chapman moves up to second, 2 out for Wally Backman. Andahar, 27 batters, 104 pitches, 6 2/3, 4 hits, 2 walks, and 2 strikeouts. Yeah, and Seattle needs a roof. That's the point I was trying to make. And no, you don't schedule day games. I don't believe Texas has a day game from May on. Rays games are always 70 degrees, and the 4 people who go always have a good time. How you doing, Jamie? The Rangers were playing Sunday night games as early as the mid-'80s, if not beforehand. One of the rare things that you think you missed the Red Sox game on the radio. Like, no, they're in Texas. They're playing at 8:05 Eastern or 8:35. So Chapman on second, 1-0 Cardinals, 2 out, top of 7. Pitch to Backman. Wally punches out one into right. That should score Chapman. Ford picks it up. And does Chapman try and score? They're going to throw the plate. Ford puts some mustard on it. The throw to Neneto, not in time. Backman goes to second. And so the Mets have tied this game at 1. Here's Danny Heap. He is 0 for 3. He's grounded into a double play and struck out. So no dueling shutouts here. Didn't the Rays have a couple of games postponed, though, due to tropical weather? We joke about Houston having a rain out when they were in the dome because of street flooding. Pitch to Heap. Into right, Ford. Over by the bullpen, and that will retire the side. Stretch time, 1-1. The Mariners had trouble with falling ceiling tiles. Yep, at the Kingdome. You hate to say that there was one game in a franchise's history that saved a franchise. But Edgar Martinez's mad dash in Game 5 of the 95 ALDS saved baseball in Seattle. Haven't seen Hunter Green throw for Cincinnati. No. Happened a few times, Jamie says, because of tropical storms. When you're in the dome during a thunderstorm, it's strange. You can hear the rain and thunder. I'm assuming it's air conditioning there, though. I told the story the other day. Kurt Ford, by the way, is 1 for 2 with a single. You were there. That's right, Mr. Howard. Of being in Montreal in a thunderstorm, the place was dry as a bone, but there was no air conditioning. It does have good, because you heard all the rain and thunder, and they would never have been able to play this game for the Expos. But you got absolutely no relief when the storm was over because it was all hot and sticky. Pitch to Ford is into left center. He comes in, and Danny makes the catch, 1 out. De Jesus is 0 for 2 in the strikeout. In the left center, that's a base hit. He's going for 2, and he's got it. Head first slide, and the throw from Heap was late. So that's the 4th hit for the Cards. Neneto is 0 for 1 with a walk, and now you put me in the situation of thinking, what do I do for Andahar here? Pitch count-wise, he's fine. And he's cruising right along in a 1-1 game. Neneto. That makes my decision easier. That's down the line for extra bases. De Jesus will score. Nieto's going to have at least 2. Tom is going to round second and think about it. And he's going to try it. The throw from Hurdle is not in time. That's the second double or triple of the year for Neneto. By the way, Chapman is in at third and is a... Why don't you go with Ray Knight? Chapman's a 1 with no fielding percentage. Apparently the AI is drunk when it comes to the Mets. And so now you're going to keep in Andahar because you got a runner on third and 1 out in the lead. You're not bunting. Ground ball to short, Santana. Neneto will score. The throw to first. The Mets concede the run. It's 3-1 St. Louis. I'm starting to understand why the Mets are 32 and 38. Here's Coleman. Vince is 1 for 3. He has singled, scored, stole his 43rd, and struck out. Aguilera, 6 2/3 for his opening 27. 103 pitches, 5 hits, 2 walks, and 4 strikeouts. Ray hung over from Nancy Lopez. That's true. I'd forgotten about that. Mr. Howard tells us he remembers the opening ceremonies at Sky Dome when the roof was stuck open during a rainstorm. $500 million Canadian, and you can't get the bleeping thing to close. Although, you know, they've been there now for, 33, 34 years. We're talking about more renovations. Zalapsky with Smurf wasn't at work. Talking about renovations there. Yeah, when you were a kid, teenager in the 80s, and I would agree with you here, Jamie, the NL seemed odd to me with all the AstroTurf, the pullover uniforms, pitchers hitting. Almost heathen-like, don't you think? And I only hit that one heathen, by the way, in Wordle. Pitch to Coleman. Here's a fly ball to right. Hurdle will move over and make the catch. The Cardinals, however, get 2 on 2 hits and no errors. Go to the 8th. 3-1 St. Louis. The decade of plastic. And, of course, the late Richie Allen. If I can't smoke it, I don't want to play on it. Here's Hernandez. Keith has had a great game. He singled and doubled. He's 2 for 3. So Andahar gets a little bit of room here. As we start the 8th. Popped up. Neneto. In foul territory. Dons the mask. And that is foul. Good trivia question coming sometime. No, nope. That would have been 2020, Todd. We played with a universal DH that year, too. But yes, Ron Blomberg will come out of retirement for the Brewers, I think, today. Although he wouldn't be the first Brewer to have a hit as a DH. Now, if it was April 1st, I could see it. A very light opening day schedule because of the weather here in the East. Pitch to Hernandez. Popped up again. Neneto. Going to go through this again, are we? We in the loop? Nope, this will stay in the yard. 1 out. No, it's not. It's a foul. Andahar says, just put the ball in play. The 0-2. In the left center, McGee. Now there's an out. Brings up Gary Carter, who's 0 for 2 with a walk. Kingdom and horrible turf, especially tough for football. Oh, soccer especially, hard as a rock and rugby. So the answer is whoever, I have no idea, to be honest. But as I said, Ron Blomberg should play today. Yeah, Jamie and Brad agree with this one. They all play the DH. Already do Interleague. Next year, everyone's going to play everybody. So you won't have so many divisional games. And I think that eventually may not be in this CBA. But I think now you'll see it maybe when they expand again. Pitch to Carter. There's a base hit in the left field. Coleman throws it back in. Brings up Clint Hurdle, so Andahar will pitch to him, 0 for 3. Then Strawberry on the bench. Don't use him. Hurdle right back to Andahar. Goes to her for the out for 1. Back to Clark, and they turn it. So 1-4-3 on the double play. And Andahar will actually get the chance to start the ninth. No runs, a hit. The Mets don't leave anybody on. After 7.5, 3-1 St. Louis. So it'll be Ozzy, her, and Clark to face Aguilera. Ozzy is 0 for 3. Baseball needs to go to 3 levels of leagues with promotion and relegation. It'd be interesting if, I did a replay once before I was streaming and just took the top 8 records in baseball and just had them play. I did it in Strat. I think with the 46th season. And Brooklyn and the Red Sox went down to the last weekend. That was fun. The 48-game season. Very manageable project. Ozzy's 0 for 3. Slow ground ball to Backman over to first, 1 out. The problem is, you're not, the Major League Baseball owns the minor league clubs. Would you ever put yourself in the position where your AAA club was promoted? The 4-year project for Clue, I think, was great. 56 through 60 or 57 through 60. You got eight players from 60 and 3 from 50, blah, 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 blah. Tremendous. That could be really fun. And Jamie's right. I'm not sure people would go and watch a second or especially third tier. As much as us fogies may not like super expanded playoffs, it will put fannies in the seats come July and August. Her is 1 for 3. Tommy has singled and stolen a base. Struck him out. That's 5 for Aguilera. He swings and misses on an 0-2 fastball. Here's Clark. Jack is walked, struck out, 0 for 1, and has an RBI. 3-1 Cardinals, bottom of the 8th, 2 out. Be curious to see what the attendance is starting Monday, I would think. Todd B. sat through Mike Hargrove at bat you'd watch. So how many teams, Mr. Howard, would you put in the top run? Pitch to Clark. Ground ball to third. Chapman throws it over to Hernandez, and the Cardinals are retired. So no runs, no hits, no errors. We go to the ninth. It's 3-1 St. Louis. So Andujar to face Foster, Chapman maybe, and Santana. Yeah, some teams have been basically stuck in third tier for years. The Pirates, the Mariners. But Dave Little does his basketball league that way. What incentive, however, would you have for teams to get to move from third to second? And Rusty Staub is going to pinch hit. Rusty at 293, a homer and 2 RBI, 300 as a pinch hitter, by the way. Base hit, right center field, all the way in the alley. Staub is going to round first. McGee throws it into second, and Rusty's got his 5th double. So the tying run is at the plate, and Chapman. Mets do have some good pinch hitters. And it'll be Daryl Strawberry. And this move is about to backfire on the Mets spectacularly, because Whitey Herzog comes out to get Joaquin Andujar and calls for Ken Daly. I was waiting for... although Strawberry's got a .313 batting average. Interesting. Daly looking to lock this one down is 5-0 with 3 saves, an earned run average of 114, making his 20th appearance. He's 26 years old, a fastball at 93, and a ground ball pitcher. He has saved 3 of 4 chances. He last pitched against the Cubs a week ago and got the win. 2 innings and a 5-4 Cardinal win, 27 pitches, 2 hits, and 2 strikeouts. So overall, 23 2/3, 18 hits, 3 runs, all earned. He's not given up a homer or a walk. And he has struck out 23. He has faced the Mets twice and has a save. Straw asks which baseball he should swing at. You're bad, Todd. Shoot for the one in the middle. Daly winds and deals. Struck him out. Apparently, he tried to swing and miss, or he swung on and missed. 1 out for Santana. Rafi is 0 for 3 with a strikeout. 1 out, top the 9th. 3-1 St. Louis. Daly kicks and fires. Ground ball to Ozzy. Why don't they pinch run for Staub? Clark has it, 2 out. And that'll bring up the pitcher, who you got to pinch hit for, although Aguilera might be their best hitter today. He's 1 for 3. So last chance saloon for the Mets. And John Christensen's going to pinch hit, not Ray Knight. As a pinch hitter, Christensen's hitting .211 with an RBI. Overall, he's hitting .213 with 6 RBI. So 2 out. And the Cardinals are 1 out away from win number 50 in 71 games. Neneto and Daly have a word. Daly kicks and fires. A slow ground ball to Clark. Daly runs to the bag. Clark will underhand it, and St. Louis is a 50-game winner. So the final score is 3-1. 3 runs, 5 hits, an error. And they leave on 4. The Mets 1 run on 7 hits and no errors, and they leave on 8. Todd being the gentleman in the chat. Mets lose. Mets lose. Yep, this hour, you think of it this way. You do this about 500 times, Mr. Howard, and you figure it out. Aguilera goes to 1-2. 8 innings, 5 hits, 3 runs, all earned. He walked 2 and struck out 5. Mets need to bring back Dave Kingman. Apparently the Mets need to do something. Andahar goes to 10-5. He's your digital dice player of the game. 8 innings, 7 hits, 1 run, all earned. He walked 2 and struck out 2. Could have thrown a few more pitches. Ken Daly closes it out as 4th save. Gets a strikeout. So here's the National League standings and stats. The Reds are hitting 263 as well. All right, the rest of this Saturday in baseball. As we close out the month of June, Philly downs Montreal 7-1. Rucker, Darius, I only want to be with you. Beats Mickey Mailer 7-1. Rucker 3-1. Mailer 1-2. Mickey struck out 10. Shue 3 for 4 with a double. Cubs lose to the Pirates 5-3. Lee Tunnel 4-3. Dick Ruthven is 1-6. The nice thing is, Todd, I'm not the Mets manager. The Sarge, Gary Matthews in a losing effort, 2 for 4, his 10th home run. Boston pounds out 16 hits as Wilcam Boyd beats the Orioles 8-7. Dennis goes to 9-4. Sammy Stewart falls to 0-2. John Shelby, 2 solo homers, 2 for 5. Houston shuts out San Francisco 6-0. Bob Depper 8-5. Adley Hamaker 4-5. Kevin Bass 2 for 4 with a double. The Dodgers beat the Braves 6-1. Jerry Royce beats Rick Mailer, so the Mailers go 0-2 today. Jerry is 7-5. Rick is 10-6. Mariano Duncan is 2 for 4 with 2 doubles. Tigers beat the Jays 4-1. Walt Terrell goes to 8-3. Louis Leal goes to 4-4. Kirk Gibson 3 for 4 with 2 doubles. Brewers beat the Yankees 7-3. Moose Haas 5-6. Phil Niekro 8-6. Willie Randolph 3 for 4. Hits his 3rd of the year. Oakland beats Texas 5-3. Burtsis 3-2. Bert Hooton 3-5. Bochy 2 for 4. His 4th of the year and drives in 4. White Sox beat the Twins 3-2. Britt Burns goes to 5-4. Mike Smithson goes to 3-6. Scott Walker 3 for 4. His 6th of the year and drives in 2. The Royals lose again to California, this time 5-1. Julio Lugo goes to 2-0. Bud Black is 8-6. And Reggie Jackson 3 for 3 with 2 doubles. Seattle beats Cleveland 3-1. Matt Moore goes to 8-4. Burt Blyleven has bought his tickets for Minneapolis. He's 10-5. Spike Owen goes 2 for 3 with 9 homers. And last but not least, the Reds 4. The Padres 1. Mario Soto 5-5. Dave Dravecki 4-8. Concepcion 3 for 5 with a home run, his 5th. Wow, I got to pick out a doubleheader for next week, too. So that's it for June. Let's see. What do we got for... Come on, pop up. All right, did I pick games already? No. Well, we can do this right now. Oh, Yankees-Jays. No question about that. June is busting out all over. Well, that's between her and Victoria's Secret, Brad. So, okay, so Tuesday we'll do the Blue Jays and the Yankees. Wednesday is a holiday doubleheader. I got 3 day games to choose from. Cincy, Philly, no. San Francisco, Chicago, or Milwaukee, Seattle. Oh, my God. What horrible choices. Oh. You're definitely taking the Mets and the Braves. And we're going to do both night games. We're going to do the Dodgers and the Cardinals. So, holiday primetime doubleheader. That Met and Brave game, by the way, went till 4 in the morning. So, the day game Saturday, we'll do the Dodgers and the Cardinals. Find something else to take on Friday besides the Dodgers and the Cardinals, Ron. Okay. Montreal, Houston, or Boston, California? KC. KC, Baltimore? All right, so Expos, Houston, Baltimore, KC, or Boston, California. You got one vote for KC. June was a late bloomer. She didn't realize her potential until the month was over. KC once. KC twice. The Sunshine Band it is. All right, this might be spread out over 2 weeks, but Tuesday, Yankees, Blue Jays. The Wednesday doubleheader, Mets, Braves. Maybe one of the greatest regular season games ever played. Dodgers, Cardinals. The Thursday game will be Baltimore and Kansas City. And we'll either start the week after with St. Louis, LA, or end the week. So that's it. It's July. June busting out all over. All right. We're going to tape some digital dice in a few. I'm Ron Juckett. Thank you so much for watching. We'll talk to you, hopefully, depending on what goes on at the Masters. Because if they move it around and they're playing it and they're showing golf live at noon, the fake football can wait. But when we get to it, it'll be the Steelers and the Dolphins. Have a good one, everybody. So long.